Hello, Josette here with another video for Robin's Nest. Today we'll be making a tea slider card using this lovely paper Hippity Hop bunny stripe, and on the back is this pink, and then we'll be using this paper, which is also a dark pink, and unfortunately this is all I have left. So today's card I'd like to take from a different perspective. You can go online and find any number of instructions or templates, but I want to show you how I actually create these cards working in reverse. So I start out with my image. Here we go. And this particular image measures 3 1/4 inches. So I know that I'm going to mat it at 3 1/2. So my card needs to accommodate this. I start with the 3 1/2 measure, and I add an inch to that, giving me a 4 1/2 inch square. So I cut a 4 1/2 inch square from my pattern paper, and then I found another die that gives me that 1/2 inch border all the way around. Now, this is a slider, so we need to create this window. This is what we're creating, is this window, and then this slides. Okay? Okay, so I've taken my pattern paper with the second die, place it on my cutting pad, place my cutting pads so that it will not cut this end, and ran it through. I tore it, but that's okay. We're going to cover it up right there. So now I have a window. I'm going to lay it down and score along that cut edge. Okay. Now I need to score from the front a 1/2 inch from this cut edge. And then I need to divide the distance from here to here in half. It measures almost 3 inches, so I'm going to score it slightly short of 1 1/2. Okay, so to recap, I have a 1/2 inch in the front, I'm folding back, and I've scored it in the middle. Okay, the next step is we need to cut a slot for the slider. So I'm going to use my cutter, and I have little tick marks where I need to cut, and I'm going to be up a 1/2 inch from the edge. 1/2 inch this direction, and I'm centering it right here. Now I'm going to move my paper a little more than a 1/16 of an inch and repeat that. Okay. I'm going to connect those ends. And create a slit. Okay, and everything gets folded. So I've created my slider. I stamped and die cut and glued it onto a strip. I laid this down and I measured how long of a distance did I have to work with and how much real estate did I have or require for my sediment. And I got my sediment just as close to this edge as I could. And so that's how I came up with that. So now I'm going to slide this through, turn it over. First add some score tape. And I'm using score tape A because it's strong and I know it will hold, and B, it tears easy and I just like it. Alright, let's try this again. So I'm going to slide this through, turn this over. Okay, so here we have the bend. This is attached and it peeks out here, and this is going to fold up like so. Alright, now we're going to flip this over. I'm going to add score tape on this glue strip. So that was that 1/2 inch we folded under. And then I'm going to take a 1 by 3.5 inch strip, and I'm going to place that right on this fold. Then I made a tab which is 1.5 inches wide, and I cut out 2 circles and glued them onto the end. And so I'm going to center this here. Alright, is to prepare a back. So back to the original math. If this piece was 4.5 inches, then I knew that my card needed to be 5.5 inches. So I needed a mat that measured slightly smaller. Okay. So I'm going to add 1/8 inch score tape all the way around the outside, attach it to my mat and to my base, and I'll be back. Okay, so here we are. I've attached the card mechanism to the mat and to the card base. So now when I pull, my greeting is exposed. The last step is to mount my image. So I know that I want it seated so that when it's closed it looks exactly symmetrical with the around area. But I can only attach it to this area right here. So to make sure, I'm going to apply my score tape right where I want my image to be. And then when I take my little rabbit and I center it, I know that it's in the exact right spot. And then when I raise, my image pops out underneath.